provincial capitals fall. Is the Department of Defense surprised at how quickly it seems that the Afghan National Army has collapsed under Taliban pressure?
We are certainly concerned by the speed with which the Taliban has been moving. As we've said from the very beginning, that this is and it still is, a moment for Afghan national security and defense forces as well as their political leadership. No outcome has to be inevitable here. I'm not going to speculate about surprise. We're obviously watching this just like you're watching this and seeing it happen in real time, and it's deeply concerning. It's, in fact, the deteriorating conditions are a big factor in why the president has approved this mission to help support the reduction of personnel there in Kabul. So I mean, we're adjusting as best we can given those conditions. And again, this is a moment for the Afghans to unite, the leadership and in the military. No outcome has to be inevitable here.
Just one last. If the Taliban continue across and take Kabul, what happens to the continued support that DoD had been planning to do for Afghan national security forces, such as like the contracted air support or the fuel that DoD was committing to send? Are you all starting to have conversations about at what point does that support have to be cut off to keep it from going into the hands of the Taliban?
We're still supporting the Afghan national security and defense forces. We're still supporting the Afghan government, the elected government in Kabul. And that's what we're going to be focused on doing. It would be easy to speculate about what the future of Afghanistan looks like right now, but I think we want to focus on what we are doing. We are supporting the Afghans in the field where and when we can. We're still working on contract support for over-the-horizon. We're still making sure we have robust over-the-horizon counterterrorism capabilities in the region so that we can't suffer a threat from Afghanistan again. So we are focused on the security situation as we see it now and what we've got to do, the missions we've been assigned by the commander-in-chief, and I'll let the political situation play out. That's really not something that we're overly focused on right now. Yeah. So
you were speaking about the over the horizon. Obviously, the U.S. has been conducting airstrikes regularly every day for the last few days, and it didn't stop the advances of the Taliban. So if you cannot stop the Taliban from over the horizon, what you are trying to do right now, how are you going to stop Al-Qaeda from over the horizon?
Sylvie, the over-the-horizon counterterrorism strikes and capabilities still exist and will exist going forward. We have never said that airstrikes are a panacea. You said, we weren't able to stop the Taliban. We have said from the moment we started drawing down that we're going to continue to support them where and when feasible, with the understanding that it's not always going to be feasible. And we've never argued that our airstrikes from the air were going to turn the tide on the ground. What we have said is that the Afghans have the capability to do that. And we still believe that they could make a difference on the ground. We will do what we can from the air, but they have the advantage. They have greater numbers. They have an air force. They have modern weaponry. It's indigenous forces that can make the difference on the ground. And that's so our support to the Afghans was really done in that vein. And again, as for counterterrorism, as you heard the Secretary say himself, there's not a scrap of the earth that the United States military can't hit if it's needed. And when it comes to disrupting a counterterrorism threat that we know is emanating and is serious enough, airstrikes can be effective in that regard.